blaming me and my witch doctor grandmother.
Oh,
Am I the asshole
it's
for
gross.
my boyfriend to spit in our food when we cook together?
No! That is just disgusting behavior. Bree here, and I follow these girls on TikTok, 2 Hot Takes, and they react to Am I the Asshole posts on Reddit. And they're terrible, but I'm addicted to it. So today I wanted to listen to it with you, and we can decide what we think on if they're the asshole or not.
Am I the asshole for making my son shower at school?
Saves water.
What?
My son is in the 6th grade, and showering is not a big deal to him anymore. To make matters worse, he has sports after school, which is at his school. So when I pick him up,
Okay.
he stinks. He will promise to shower, but doesn't do a good enough job. Yesterday, I went to pick him up and handed him a bag with shampoo, body wash, clean clothes, and deodorant. He asked me what that was for, and I said he's going to take a shower in the boys' locker room. There were a few older kids in there who shower. He refused, and I said he's not coming home until he does. He said he'd take one at home, and I said nope.
Why can't you force him to take a shower at home? Why are you having to force him to take a shower at school? I don't understand the logic here.
He did shower and was fresh and clean, but had tears in his eyes.
Oh
I told him when I
my!
dropped him off that he either showers at home or at school, and I'll always have a change bag for this with me. His mom says the whole thing is a waste of time.
He traumatized his kid. Force him to shower at home. Be a parent and be like, no, you are getting in the shower. You have to shower at home. You don't do that to him at school.
Am I the asshole for telling my dying son his dad is leaving me?
What?
I, 53 female, have a son, 26 male, with my soon-to-be ex-husband, 50 male. My dear son has a terminal illness and has transitioned from palliative care to hospice care.
Aww.
Needless to say, we're all devastated and have been hiding our separation from him. Unfortunately,
Okay.
the pressure of caring for our son and manipulation from a neighbor led me to a one night of indiscretion, and now my husband wants a divorce. He told me he wouldn't file until after our son passes away, and I was appreciative about this at first. But now I'm rethinking this and told him if he's not man enough to fight for the best thing that's ever happened to him, then I would tell our son that his dad is leaving me.
You're the one that cheated on him. Sounds like you're the one that needs to fight for him.
My husband and our entire extended family are lining up and begging me not to do it. They said this news would devastate him in his final
Yeah,
months, and he
that's
doesn't
not-
have to find out. But it doesn't
No.
feel right to lie to him.
Like, I get that. Children definitely deserve to know the truth, deserve to know what's going on. But at the same time, if he only has a couple weeks left to live, do you really want that hanging over him? Because then he's going to blame himself. He's going to be like, oh my, if I wasn't sick, like my illness is adding to the pressure of their marriage, and that's why they're getting a divorce. And so then he dies blaming himself.
He deserves the truth and to know that his dad is giving up on our family. He doesn't need to be lied to and coddled.
Sounds
all
like you're the
time.
one that gave
I've
up.
already made up my mind, and that unless my husband agrees to counseling and to not file for divorce by tomorrow, I'm telling our son the truth so we can all have closure.
This is a narcissist. I mean, this sounds like a very narcissistic
Yeah.
thing to do.
Yeah, she's using the fact that their son is dying as a weapon against her husband. That is not cool at all.
Am I the asshole? I had my mother-in-law trespassed after she entered my home and fired my babysitter. I lost my wife Anne.
Okay, the fact that she fired, at first I'm like, what? But she fired your babysitter without your permission? That is crossing a line. But let's hear the story.
Before, just minutes after she gave birth to our first baby, Sammy. She had a
Aw.
difficult pregnancy, so I took an indefinite leave 3 months before she was due. Sammy's 4 months old now, and before I went back to work, I told my mother-in-law, Sandra, 56, about my plans and if she can recommend a nanny to take care of my daughter when I work. She offered to do it, nanny, that is, for free. I told her she's free to come by anytime during the day if she feels uncomfortable with a nanny looking after Sammy, but she insisted on doing it herself. So I said yes and gave her a copy of
Okay.
the house keys. Everything was fine for the
But
first
why?
couple of weeks.
I mean, that's nice that don't have to pay for a nanny, gets her to do it for free, and yeah, that's great, but I'm sure he has reasons for wanting a nanny. I'm not sure what those are. I would like the free service, but I can understand, your personal reasons. Why is she so insistent on it?
Is that Sammy's not feeding as much. I asked Sandra about it and why Sammy's not feeding well. She said she's trying to breastfeed my daughter.
Wait, what? Mother-in-law?
Yeah.
What?
At first I thought she was joking. Then I realized she wasn't. She said Sammy needs to latch for a few minutes every day to activate her milk production. I almost lost it. I told her I cannot do that, and she needs to stop. She said she will, but I caught her again when I walked in my daughter's room and she was forcing Sammy to latch. I confronted her and told her she's no longer my baby's nanny.
No.
I didn't ask for the key back, as she's still welcome to come visit anytime. I asked for a 1-week leave from work.
That's being
to take
generous.
my daughter and find a nanny. I found one, but 2 days after, she never returned. I called her and she said my mother fired her the day before. I asked her to describe the woman, and I was livid when I realized it was Sandra. She came into my house using her key and fired my nanny. I was about to call her when she showed up
Crossing
and said
so many
a convoluted
lines.
story like how I hired an incompetent nanny, etc., etc. I told her to leave, but she refused and told me she's calling CPS because I'm endangering my child. We argued back and forth before I called the police, and she was charged with trespassing.
I think where the mother-in-law is coming from is she is grieving the loss of her daughter, and this is how she's trying to cope with it, but it's not okay. It's not cool at all.
My sister-in-law and brother-in-law are calling me ruthless, and I am now second-guessing myself. Am I the asshole?
Wow.
No.
Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I don't like the way our baby looks?
What? I can definitely see her not liking that, but at the same time, at least you're being honest. I want to hear the story, though. I'm definitely one of those people that does not think babies are cute. So I think I get where he's coming from.
My 22 male girlfriend, 23 female, gave birth to our daughter yesterday. The
Oh,
baby
wow,
was
really fresh.
To be perfectly candid, she's mine.
All
and I
babies
love her,
are.
but she was not a pretty baby.
Most
My
aren't.
girlfriend and I were casually chatting before bed, and I brought this up, telling her our daughter wasn't exactly easy on the eyes. She was upset, which I find odd. I didn't mean to hurt her feelings. I was just telling her how I felt about our kid.
But did you have to say it like that? Like, I've never given birth myself, but I imagine, like, you're in a pretty emotional state afterwards. So I could definitely see how that could be taken especially hard, but also most babies are ugly right when they're born.
Truth be told, the baby is interracial, half Chinese
Okay,
and
what-
half Punjabi. So it was always a possibility that a potential child would be kind of goofy looking. I don't
What?
think she had to be offended. Not every child can be cute.
Most
My
aren't.
girlfriend hasn't spoken to me since. However, I don't know what to do. Am I the asshole?
Kind of. Like I said, I don't think babies are cute, but you don't have to say it like that. And then saying, oh, it's because our baby is interracial. Like, what?
Am I the asshole for telling my soon-to-be mother-in-law that my engagement ring is cursed?
Wait, what? Okay.
Female 26 just got engaged. My soon-to-be mother-in-law is a nightmare. We are currently renovating a part of our place, and she has
Great.
been lent a key in the meantime because she keeps coming over uninvited under the guise of helping clean up, but she really just likes to snoop and interfere. I do martial
That's
arts
irritating.
and take my engagement ring off before class. I came home from an afternoon class one day, and my engagement ring was not in the jewelry dish that I leave it in.
Did she
I asked
steal
her
the
about it, and
engagement
she
ring?
told me that she'd taken it to a jeweler to get it cleaned. She looked super smug about it, and when I asked which jeweler, she pretended she couldn't remember.
What? Okay, she has issues. Yeah, she should not just have a key to your house if she acts like this.
So I just let it slide for a couple of days. A couple of days pass, and I ask her about it again, and she's super vague, still pretending she
Is she
can't
just
remember which
hiding
jeweler
it from
and
you?
saying,
Did she just like, oh my, how dare she take off the engagement ring that my child gave her? I'm gonna steal it and teach her a lesson. Like, What?
and she's too busy to go pick it up anytime soon. So I said, quote, "Wow, I really feel for that jeweler. Hope nothing happens to her." She asked what I meant, and I told her that my superstitious Brazilian grandmother had performed some traditional ritual on it that's usually known to curse anyone who takes or handles
I actually like
something other than the owner.
this.
She looked uneasy and asked me a couple more questions about the ritual, and I made up some story about
I
how
think
my
this is
mother's ring
hilarious.
was taken by a burglar who was crushed by a pillar of
And she
cement
kind of
on his way
deserves
out
it.
of the house. I totally made the entire ritual up, and I do have a Brazilian grandmother, but obviously she did not do some sort of ritual to my ring. The next day, my fiance told me while I was out that she was there to clean up a bit. Lo and behold, I get home and find my ring where I had left it.
Yep,
It didn't
she
look
just stole
any-
it. You know, that got her to give it back. I think it's justified. Like, I don't know what else could have worked. I mean, I guess they could have talked to their significant other and been like, "Hey, your mom is keeping the ring hostage. Could you talk to her?" Maybe that should have been the first step, but I find it funny.
A week later, I receive an abusive call from her saying she'd been in a minor car accident and she was blaming me and my witch doctor grandmother, saying she was now cursed for having touched it.
Well, you shouldn't have stolen the ring.
I told my fiance what I told her, and he scolded me a bit because we both know how she is, and I should have known she'd react this sort of way. Overall, he sort of recognizes how ridiculous she's being, but the
Well,
drama
that's
of the
good.
situation is making me wonder if the whole curse tale was taking it a bit too far.
I mean, maybe, but I also see why you did it. Like, no, it probably wasn't the best way to go about it, but I also get why she did it. I wouldn't say she's an asshole for it, but, yeah, maybe she should have gone with a different approach, but maybe she won't take things that don't belong to her anymore.
Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend not to spit in our food?
I'm gonna go ahead and say no, because why did you even have to tell him that?
We're currently not speaking because of this issue, since I find it gross and my boyfriend can't see my problem with it. I do most of the cooking in our relationship, which
What?
I'm fine with. Occasionally, my boyfriend will want to do some cooking together / do some baking. The one thing I cannot stand is a habit he has when it comes to food. If my boyfriend thinks something is too dry or needs a better consistency, he will use his own spit and put it in the food. For example, the other day we were icing homemade cookies, and I caught him, quote, thinning out the icing mixture by spitting inside the bowl and mixing it in.
Free me.
And I just find it gross. His reply is to shrug
Obviously.
and tell me that I get more of his saliva in my mouth when we kiss anyways.
That
So it shouldn't be a big deal and makes literally no difference. Am I the asshole
it's
for wanting
gross.
my boyfriend to spit in our food when we cook together?
no! I can't believe she even feels like she has to ask that.
Am I the asshole for canceling dinner when my boyfriend brought a bell to the diner to grab the staff's attention?
No. No. He's the one in the wrong there.
I, female 30, have been dating my boyfriend, Rhett, male 31, for 4 months. We live in a different
He's
town. and he's not
31.
from here. He's American, living here. When it was time to order, he pulled a small bell out of his jacket pocket, lifted it up, and started shaking it. I asked what he was doing, and he said that he was trying to get one of the waiter staff's attention.
They're not dogs. They are human beings. That is just disgusting behavior.
I threatened to leave the place and cancel dinner if he wouldn't, and he kept doing it. Someone came already, but I'd already gotten up, took my purse, and started making my way out.
Good.
He followed me and started arguing about walking out, but I told him that I couldn't take being embarrassed by him, and he got upset.
I'd be like, I can't take your disgusting behavior and the fact that you don't treat the waitstaff as human beings.
Explained
It's
that it was
rude.
the perfect solution for no longer being forced to wait till someone shows up. I asked
No.
if it was acceptable to do this in America, and he said yes, because it's a free country, and people there usually don't give a shit.
It's inappropriate in America too. Like, yes, it's a free country, but that doesn't stop things from being rude.
He kept on about how I ruined dinner by canceling it and offending him.
He
I feel
ruined
like
dinner.
Behavior is shameful.
Yeah, you just need to dump this guy. Do you want to see me react to more of these? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm obsessed with them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, and if you want to keep watching, there should be another video popping up right here. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe to become a part of the Ineffable community. Because you are ineffable.